Luxury begins with the new 8-speed dual-clutch 2016 Acura ILX. Catch it if you can.
Welcome to Rogers Center and welcome to the Sportsnet Charity Broadcast Auction. It's always a great event and it is hosted by our own Ivanka Osmak, so make sure you get onto the phone lines. We'll show you those numbers throughout the course of this game and we'll highlight all of the great packages that are up for auction, so make sure you get involved and make a contribution. Mike Socha's ball club trying to win this series. They're 2 games up, 2-1 in this 4-game series. Let's take a look at the lineups for the Angels. It is Ibar, Krause, and Mike Trout. He drops down into the 3rd spot. He's DHing for the first time this season, and he's had a good month of May. In 18 games this month, he's hit 6 homers and driven in 8 runs. One of those home runs came in last night's game. And Chris Iannetta, he's had a good series. He's on a 4-game hit streak. 8 for 15, over 500 during that streak with a home run and 5 RBIs. Iannetta has hit one of the 5 home runs the Angels have hit in this 3-game series.
That is a lineup that R.A. Dickey will face tonight against the Los Angeles Angels as he gets ready for his 9th start of the season. And knuckleball just hasn't been very sharp for him so far this season. He's lost 4 of his last 5 starts. And in those 5 starts, he's given up 7 home runs. The ball just isn't moving for him. Says he's searching for answers, searching for consistency of movement. This is his 25th appearance against the Angels and his 9th start versus Los Angeles.
Well, defensively, Blue Jays are still without Michael Saunders and Jose Bautista in the outfield. So it's Danny Valencia, Kevin Pillar is back in center, and Chris Colabello is in right. On the infield, Josh Donaldson's had a terrific start to his season. Goins and Tallison up the middle, and Encarnacion at first. And Josh Tolley makes his 6th start behind the plate, catching the knuckleballer, R.A. Dickey.
Devin Travis is not in the starting lineup again for the 5th straight start. He's just still too sore. So Steve Tallison will make his 5th straight start. He's got 4 hits in those 4 starts, including 3 doubles.
So Dickey needs a good one. The Blue Jays need a win. They've lost 7 of their last 8 games. R.A. Dickey needs to have a good outing tonight. Eric Ibar riding an 11-game hit streak. He takes the first pitch and hacks at it to center field. Pillar will get there. 1 pitch, 1 out. That's a good start.
That is a very good start. This is a good team, I think, for R.A. Dickey. Again, trying to search for some movement and some consistency with that knuckleball.
Well, you and I have seen it firsthand. R.A. Dickey has absolutely worked his tail off trying to find this knuckleball.
He gets here early during the day. I think it's been every day this homestand that he has been out in left field trying to work, not necessarily off the mound, flat ground, just trying to find that release point.
He's been terrific in his approach to get it right. I mean, snuck a fastball in there to Mark Krause. Krause got the big hit in the game last night. In the 7th inning, a 2-run double off of Steve Delabar to push the Angels out in front. There's a knuckler, and this one's high and deep and gone. Mark Krause hammers it to the 2nd deck, his first home run of the season. That's the 6th home run the Angels have hit in this series. And the Blue Jays have allowed home runs in 7 straight games.
Mark Krause had his first multi-RBI game of the season. The first one since last May the 25th. And now that he's got his first home run of the season. Knuckleball, you can see it's just rolling up there. He's not getting that good movement that we have seen from R.A. in the past. And Krause, plenty of power as he powers this one out.
This is Mike Trout, and there's a much better knuckleball there for strike 1. Krause came into the game as a pinch hitter for Albert Pujols in the 5th inning last night, struck out, and then he had that big double in his next at bat. Mike Trout, after striking out in the 1st inning last night, was 5 for his previous 30, and then he hit a home run and a single. As a DH, this is his 19th game in the DH role. He's hit just .221 as the DH. This is a fly ball to right. Colabello backs up just in front of the warning track. He makes the catch. Well, R.A. Dickey has always battled the long ball. He's given up 71 home runs since 2013, and this year Matt Shoemaker, who is starting for the Angels, he leads the American League with 11. Phil Hughes and R.A. Dickey now tied at 10. Anibal Sanchez and Jared Weaver both have given up 9 long balls.
Might be a good night for the hitters, at least for the home run hitters. 21 combined between tonight's starters. That's 10 in the last 7 games for R.A. It's just got to figure out a way to get that ball moving just a little bit, and he thinks he might have in all the side work and side sessions that he has had.
Hit hard but foul by the cleanup man, Cole Calhoun. Well, the Angels have certainly owned the Blue Jays in this ballpark. They've won 9 of their last 11 games here at Rogers Center. They have homered in 12 straight games here at Rogers Center, a total of 20 home runs. Ground ball. Tollefson waits on it at second. Throws to first. The inning is over. But the Angels, who love hitting in this ballpark, give Matt Shoemaker a 1-0 lead. Mark Krause goes deep to the second deck. Trail 1-0, and let's take a look at the lineup for John Gibbons and the Blue Jays. Tonight, Josh Donaldson continues to hit in the leadoff spot. At home this year at Rogers Center, he has absolutely killed it. A .385 average with 6 home runs. 6 of his 9 home runs have been here at home. And then Danny Valencia, he's got a 4-game hit streak. Valencia had a multi-hit game against right-handed pitching last night. That's the first time since last September he has multi-hits against a right-handed starter.
So you got to keep him in the lineup, and they get a right-handed starter tonight. This is Matt Shoemaker making his 8th start of the season and the 5th on the road. 2nd full year with the Angels. He set an Angel rookie record last season with 16 wins. That led all Major League rookies and helped him finish 2nd in the American League Rookie of the Year behind Jose Abreu.
He really came out of nowhere and did a terrific job. He had a lot to do with the Angels playing in the postseason.
He's been a great story.
28 years old now.
We'll talk about that as we get into this game, but this is a guy who went undrafted and then finished 2nd in the American League Rookie of the Year last season.
Donaldson beats it foul. Josh Donaldson, great numbers here at home, as we mentioned. .385 average. He has hit well since he's been pressed into duty as the leadoff man.
Says he doesn't change his thought process. He's always going to be a very aggressive hitter. Doesn't matter where he hits in the lineup. Sometimes you'll see ball players, if they're hitting 3rd, they'll hit a certain way, and when they're hitting 1st, they might take a few more pitches. Not Josh Donaldson. He is going up there, and he's going to keep the same aggressive approach.
Off the end of the bat, Ibar, the shortstop, throws on the run just in time. Well, the Angels have always played good D, and we'll take a look at their defense tonight for Mike Scioscia. In the outfield, Matt Joyce back in left field. Colin Cowgill plays center in place of Mike Trout, who's the DH tonight. Cole Calhoun's in right. David Freese and Eric Ibar on the left side. Johnny Giovatella on the right side with Mark Krause, and the catcher is Chris Iannetta.
This is a team that's 5th in the American League in fielding percentage, and they're missing a good fielder. No Albert Pujols tonight, so Mark Krause will get the start at first, just his 3rd this year. He's only played 21 innings this season at first base.
And Pujols, the 2-time Gold Glover, got hit by a pitch in last night's game. Stayed in the game for a half an inning, but when it was his turn to hit, he had to leave. Ball on the strike to Bautista. Bouncing ball. Ibar was in the hole deep. He's going to try to skip it across, and does, to Krause at first. Boy, they had him positioned perfectly. He was in the hole to start. The ball was pulled in the hole at short, and he makes a nice throw.
And I think he gets a tricky hop right at the end one more time. Watch that ball come back on him. And he still has the soft hands to make that play. And that's a design play right there. The throw, the bounce, the one-hop throw over to first base. He's a Gold Glover. Eric Ibar won the Gold Glove.
Very good player at short. He's committed just 5 errors this season. And Encarnacion goes after the first pitch and hits it a mile high to center. Colin Cowgill is there, and the inning is over. Matt Shoemaker needs just 8 pitches to retire the side in order in the first.
Sportsnet charity broadcast auction and some fantastic items that you can bid on tonight. How about this one? It is a very special class being inducted into the Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame. Jays legend Carlos Delgado, former Jays Matt Stairs and Corey Koski, and you can be part of it. You can be there in St. Mary's, take part in the ceremony, get a tour of the Hall of Fame, and also arrive in style on a private plane for you and 3 guests. Again, that's just one of the items. Pretty swanky, Buck.
It sure is, Ivanka. There are many great items and an opportunity to go to St. Mary's for the Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame induction this July. It's a great trip. Chance to meet a lot of Hall of Famers, and you'll see the new class being inducted, and it's a great outing for sure.
I've never had a chance to go there because I've always worked here during the summertime, but everybody who has been there, they say it is spectacular and it's a must-see kind of thing.
This is David Freese, the third baseman. Inside. 1-2. Dickey gave up the home run to Mark Krause in the first inning. It was his 12th first inning home run since he's joined the Jays. Boy, that was a good one. Boy, there was late life on that knuckler. That's a strikeout, first one of the night. That's an important aspect for Dickey to have success.
That's what he's looking for right there. Try to get some movement. Just look at the swing from David Freese. Tells you that he is fooled a little bit. One of the things that R.A. Dickey has done in his throwing session is he has shortened up his stride towards home plate. He feels like he can stay on top of the ball just a little bit better, get that front side through. No falling off the side of the mound.
Matt Joyce goes after the first pitch and hits it into center. Pilar, the center fielder, calling for it. 2 up, 2 down in a hurry here in the second.
You know, I think he'll be under control, a little bit more under control, so when he lets go of that ball, it's going to stay in the strike zone a little bit longer. And I think it's going to help him with his movement. That's what he has been looking and lacking.
Nicky's had just 7 strikeouts in his last 5 starts. And that has been baffling to Dickey and to his catcher, Josh Thole.
I think it's all about movement, and that's good movement right there. He and Josh Thole looked at old film from 2012 when he was with the New York Mets and noticed that he was not flying open as much.
There are 3 keys for Dickey, and they all started when he began the process of developing into a knuckleball pitcher. The 3 great knuckleballers gave him a lot of advice: Charlie Huff, Tim Wakefield, and Phil Niekro. And it's a very small fraternity, so they're anxious to pass on the information.
And one of them is to shorten the stride just a little bit, finish in an athletic position instead of flying through and falling off the side of the mound. It's hard enough to control the knuckleball, but then to try and control it in the strike zone and get movement, it's a very touchy-feely type of pitch.
Well, if it was easy, there'd be knuckleball pitchers all over the place.
Exactly.
This shows you how tough it is. Bouncing ball. Donaldson takes it on the big hop. Good inning for Dickey. 3 up, 3 down in the second. We'll go to the bottom of the second. It'll be Colabello, Pilar, and Thole.
Foundation, and tonight we're in the Jays Care Community Clubhouse with the Boys and Girls Club of Hamilton, and I'm with Carter here, who's a young baseball player. Carter, who's your favorite Toronto Blue Jay? Well, you got somebody's name on the back of your jersey. Who is that? Russell Martin?
Yeah.
You like Russell Martin?
Yeah.
So what does it mean for you to come here and be able to watch a game here?
It's exciting.
Yeah. Well, you got...
It's my first baseball game.
Well, guys, for a lot of these kids here, it is their first baseball game. Some of these kids have never been out of Hamilton. A great program, the Boys and Girls Club, along with the Jays Care Community Clubhouse, allows them to come out to do things like this. They're all Blue Jays fans here, and they all have something they want to say, guys. There you go. Back to you, Buck.
All right, Barry. Great job. And that young fan was a Russell Martin fan for sure. It's good to have the Boys and Girls Club here from Hamilton. Good job by Barry Davis. Chris Colabello. Colabello moves up into the cleanup spot. No Russell Martin tonight with Dickey. You know, a lot of people want Russell Martin to play every single day, but you got to keep him sharp. You know, anymore, catching is, you know, you catch 125, 130 games. That's about tops in the league.
All the way around, even the good ones. And it's been a little bit tougher on Russell, especially the last week or so. We noticed a lot of balls, you know, bouncing in front of home plate, ricocheting off of his body. He has been really taking a beating back there. So a day off here and there every 5 days is not going to hurt him.
Not at all.
Or the team.
Now, it'll keep him fresh down the second half of the season, give him a chance to perform. This is fly ball to right. Calhoun comes in quickly. Colabello's retired.
Swing for the fences and save during the DIY Expert Sale. Only at Home Building Center and Home Hardware Building Center.
All right, Dickie night here at Rogers Center as the knuckleballer is starting against the Angels. Kevin Pillar did not play last night. First game he's missed all season.
Just a day off to give him a blow. He had played the most innings on this ball club this year, playing a demanding position in center field.
It's this ball on the line, but that's to the center fielder, Colin Cowgill. 5 straight retired by Matt Shoemaker.
Well, Matt Shoemaker said he's gotten off to a little bit of a slow start this year, just a 3-3 record, an elevated ERA. Felt like he was a little bit casual the last few starts. He said, I got to have that bulldog aggressive mentality, and you're seeing it here tonight. He is pumping that fastball in there.
Mike Scioscia characterizes Shoemaker. He says he thinks he's Nolan Ryan when he's out on the mound. You know what? Pitchers have to feel like that. You got to feel like you're 9 feet tall and bulletproof. Hitters are trying to knock the ball out of the yard. The Angels have won Shoemaker's last 9 road starts. Personally, he is 7-0 over those previous 9 starts. Josh Tolley, the catcher, hits it down the left side. Long run for Matt Joyce in foul ground. He makes the catch. Good effort by Matt Joyce, sliding into the wall. Schumacher, another quick inning, just 8 pitches, 16 to get through 2 innings. Good defense in left by Matt Joyce. He knows this ballpark well. He used to play with the Rays.
Well, you can at least chat with them, have some coffee with the Jays GM and the president and CEO of the Blue Jays, Paul Beeston. Yes, Blue Jays executive for a day, and there's lots more perks included in that experience. Again, you can bid on it at the Sportsnet Charity Broadcast Auction, and word is the Calgary Flames president of Hockey Ops, Brian Burke, he's already put his name down.
That's great, Ivanka. I'm really interested about the pregame beer with Paul Beeston. Pregame beer for 2. Is that 1 beer or? Well, anyway, bid on it and find out. R.A. Dickey. So the first pitch strike to center fielder Colin Cowgill. Cowgill played the first 2 games in left field. He came in game 3 as a defensive replacement. He's in center field tonight, making his first start in center. Bouncing ball. Goins gets an in-between hop. 1 down. Brian Goins playing in his 23rd game at shortstop. Jose Reyes is rehabbing tonight in Buffalo, playing his rehab game tonight in Buffalo. We'll keep you up to speed on what's happening there, but he needs to play 3 or 4 games. just to get his body acclimated to playing once again. Reyes has only played in 14 games.
That's it. That's it. And then the injury bug hit him again, so he'll be with the AAA team and probably through the weekend, through the Seattle Mariners series, and then when the Chicago White Sox come to town on Monday, that's the target date right now for Jose to be back in there.
This is Johnny Giovitella. He's the second baseman. The Angels traded Howie Kendrick, their longtime second baseman, to the Dodgers.
They got a young pitcher for him, Andrew Heaney, who was a highly ranked pitcher in the Marlins organization. He started with the Marlins, went to the Dodgers, and then came to the Angels. He is currently in AAA doing okay. But they lost something in Howie Kendrick, that leadership, that everyday type of ball player, and a guy who came up with tons of clutch hits for the Angels.
He's a lifetime .293 hitter. It's a tough bat to replace in your batting order. Giovitella is out, 2 ground ball outs to short here in the third. So R.A. Dickey's now retired 7 in a row. Back to the top of the order, Eric Ibar lined out to center field. The movement's back a little bit, Pat.
The movement's after the home run by Krause in the first inning. The movement is back with his fastball. Again, he has worked very hard in the throwing sessions in between starts. And it's not a case of trying to overthrow to get the movement, because I think as a knuckleball pitcher, if you overthrow it, that's when the ball starts flattening out. I think it's something in your mechanics. And he said, I'm going to just shorten my stride just a little bit, and good things are going to happen.
Ibar's retired 4-3, 3 ground ball outs for R.A. Dickey in the third. Blue Jays need to figure out Matt Schumacher. He's only thrown 16 pitches so far.
And 15 All-Star game in Cincinnati at the Great American Ballpark. You get round-trip airfare from WestJet, 3 nights hotel. You go to the Home Run Derby and then All-Star game as well, plus lots more. Again, that's happening in Cincinnati in mid-July. Fun event. And by the way, thanks Acer for this really cool gadget. You can probably take it along to the game and take some cool videos and pics. Buck?
Ivanka, that's a great trip. Anytime you get a chance to go to the All-Star game, it's a great opportunity. You get to see all the All-Stars, of course, the home run contest, lots of festivities. They'll have a lot of parties in Cincinnati, and it's a beautiful ballpark.
And I will tell you the hot spots to go in Cincinnati. That's my hometown.
That's a good
so
idea.
If you win that, get a hold of me. I'll tell you where to go to have a nice dinner.
They have lots of steakhouses, a couple great rib spots, and Pat,
chili parlors. Chili parlors.
No, I don't want to talk about that silly chili you guys eat in Cincinnati. It doesn't even taste like chili.
Oh, it's the best.
Danny Valencia, we mentioned he had a multi-hit game last night, his first multi-hit game against right-handed pitching since last September. Now Danny's starting to swing it a little better. Both sides. Doesn't make a difference, lefty or righty.
Playing time. You get
That's
that
it.
playing time, that consistent playing time. Your timing stays good. You stay on the ball just a little bit more. Look at that average, 345.
That ball is hit deep to right. It's got a chance. Get up, ball. Gone. Danny Valencia, his first home run of the season to the opposite field. We mentioned Shoemaker gives up home runs. That's the 12th he has allowed. And Valencia has tied it, his first homer of the season.
That was the only thing that was missing on his resume so far this season, a long ball. Had the good batting average. He's had a good average of driving and runs. Considering the playing time, he just needed a home run. And what did he do? He goes the other way. Valencia, plenty of power down the right field line.
Well, and that goes a long ways to improve his position hitting against right-handed pitching, that's for sure.
Hey, if
Ryan
you can,
Goins bounces it to first. What a hop. Mark Cross had no chance, and Goins is going to end up at second. Boy, that was a wicked hop, and the first baseman had no chance. Hit right on the lip of the dirt and kicked up and handcuffed him.
try to get any part of your body on a ball like that. It's not hit that hard. It's right at him. This is going to be a 3 unassisted, but it hits that lip and then ricochets right by him. Ryan Goins needed that. He's hit a lot of balls really hard and had nothing to show for it that time. A little home field cooking right there.
Well, he didn't have a chance, Krause. It was on his glove side, and next thing you knew, it was on his throwing side, and it was into right field. So Tolleson has to move him up right here. Nobody out of run in. You got a man at second base. Goins with his second double of the season.
You can bunt him over. You can hit him over by trying to hit the ball back through the middle or the other side. Steve Tolleson's done a good job filling in at second base for Devin Travis. This third inning has been the bad inning for Matt Shoemaker this year. He's given up the most runs this season in this inning right here, the third, 7.
Breaking ball, and Goins dives back into second, but there's no throw. Well, you're right. When you hit in this situation, coaches will give you the option. Whatever you do, however you're most comfortable, you can bunt him over, you can hit him over, whatever it is. You got to get him over 90 feet at least. We'd like you to knock him in.
Yeah, and that's why I'd let him go ahead and swing away, because you have a chance to drive him in. Bunting him, you're not going to drive him in. Just don't hit it back to the mound and don't hit it to the third baseman.
Shoemaker last year went 16-4 for the Angels. As Pat mentioned, he was second in the Rookie of the Year voting. And he was first in win percentage. He made 20 starts for the Angels. 16-4.
That's very impressive. Came out of nowhere for this team.
That's a perfect bunt. Shoemaker has one play. It's to first. He throws it away. Goins comes in to score. Tolleson is safe at first, and the Blue Jays have taken the lead. You got to force the opponents to play catch, and the Angels couldn't do it.
You know, and this is a team that's a pretty decent fielding team. They're fifth in the American League in fielding percentage, but if you play fundamental baseball, offensively, you're going to make that defensive team make the play. Shoemaker picks the ball up and then heaves it over Krause's head down the right field line. That's going to allow Goins to come around to score the second run of the inning.
It's a hit for Tolleson. The air charge to Shoemaker allows Goins to score. And now the pitching coach, Mike Butcher, is out to talk to his starter. Mike Scioscia's not used to his club throwing it around.
No, for years they've been very good. It's an excellent bunt. Deadens it between third base and the pitching mound as Shoemaker, in his haste to make a good play, overthrows Krause at first base.
So R.A. Dickey has a 2-1 lead. And home runs, as we expected, have factored in. Dickey has given up 10 home runs in his last 7 starts, and Shoemaker has given up 12 home runs for the season. Josh Donaldson, top of the order. Bullet down the left side, but foul. The error by Shoemaker is the 7th error by an Angel pitcher. They have been throwing it around, and generally your pitchers don't make many errors. They can contribute to the defense by being that extra infielder.
They came into this game with just 21 errors on the season. Now it's 22, 7 of them, like you said, a third of them by their pitchers. Got to be able to help yourself. You know, another thing they don't do is they don't throw ground ball outs. They've only turned 23 double plays this year.
Another fly ball deep to right. Calhoun over near the seats and goes off his glove. It's a foul ball. He had it for a moment, but when he hit the wall, the ball popped out of his glove. I don't know if he had it secured in his glove, but he certainly got a glove on it.
Yeah, the ball and Calhoun arrived at the same time right in front of that wall. You can see he's got a feel for where the wall is. Looked like he just closed his glove a little bit too quickly, and it bounced off his leather and harmlessly into the stands.
Yeah, that's a tough feeling. Now they're waiting on the replay to see if the fan had interfered with him, but that wasn't the case at all. Then the ball was actually over the playing surface when he made contact. So Donaldson has life, an 0-2 count. Boy, managers just cringe when you have a chance to retire a good hitter like Donaldson and you don't make a play.
Yeah, especially to stop the bleeding right here. You get home run double, infield hit on a bunt, and you've got a chance to get an out, and you misplay it. Now the Blue Jays have to take advantage of it. Josh gets an extra swing.
Off the plate outside. Danny Valencia, his first home run of the season, just inside the foul pole down the right field line. Started the inning. Goins then had a tough hop double, and he scores on the error by the pitcher.
Steve Tolleson looks like he was measuring Matt Shoemaker, like he wanted to try and get a jump to steal a base. I think Mike Scioscia and his coaching staff saw the same thing.
Catcher Chris Iannetta has thrown out 22% of the would-be base steals. Just off the outside edge. 2-2 to Josh Donaldson.
I think if he gets a good jump, I think he's going to go on this pitch. 2-2, make something happen. He's been measuring him over there at first base.
Not running, pops straight back over the screen and out of play. When a base runner like Tolleson makes a step toward second base, the middle infielders will glance at him, and the last thing they see is that movement toward second, and it might take them out of position by a step or two.
Middle infielders will flash a sign to each other, the shortstop and second baseman, who's going to cover. It's going to be Giatella, the second baseman, opening up a bigger hole on the right side.
Yeah, I'm not so sure Tolleson's going to run here, but he certainly has the attention of Shoemaker. Tough to take the bat out of Donaldson's hand with a runner on base. Boy, he worked him to a full count. Donaldson was behind 0-2. Bautista will be next.
They dropped the ball, too, in right field. This is added pitches to Shoemaker's inning.
Blue Jays lead it 2-1. Nobody out. Shoemaker needed 8 pitches in each of the first 2 innings. He's thrown 14 pitches in this inning. He has slowed things down. It's really interesting. Pitching coaches tell pitchers all the time, well, slow the game down. But they don't want you to slow it down to a screeching halt. And if you think back to the first 6 batters he faced, he retired them in order. Worked very quickly.
I think they mean slow the game down in your mind, so your mind isn't moving so fast.
There goes Tolleson, ball 4. Well, they called him for a swing, so Donaldson strikes out. Tolleson steals second. And now Scioscia's going to say that Donaldson interfered with Ionetta's opportunity to make a throw at second. Jim Reynolds is the crew chief and home plate umpire.
The pitch took Donaldson over the plate. It looked like a breaking ball that was just off the outside part of the plate. He went after it and swung through it. And Mike Scioscia's argument is he interfered with my catcher. Let's watch it one more time. Slider down and away. And he walked right in front of him.
Well, the only thing that's missing in that play is contact. Donaldson does get in front of Ionetta, but there's no contact. And he's saying, hey, he was in my way. But you have to make contact. If he hits him, and if he slows down and just hits him with his arm, then the umpire would probably rule in his favor.
What if he hits him with the ball?
Yeah, it's the same thing. That interferes.
That's interference.
There has to be contact. So that's the first out of the inning. Tolleson picks up his second steal. He's now at second base for Bautista. Jose grounded to shortstop his first time up. Quick throw to second. Shoemaker didn't have his eye on Tolleson until right at the end, and Tolleson kept inching further and further off second base.
Here's a play in baseball called the daylight play, that if a middle infielder gets the attention of the pitcher and he runs to the bag and you see daylight between the runner and the fielder, just turn and throw. The infielder will be there for you.
Out in front.
Isn't it interesting? You know, Buck, you and I sit here night after night and we watch how certain teams face the Blue Jays and how they pitch to them. Bautista and Encarnacion. All season long, we have seen teams pound them away with hard sliders and breaking balls and fastballs off the plate. The Angels, on the other hand, have been throwing them a lot of slow stuff, a lot of slow curveballs, a lot of changeups, a lot of pitches where it really messes up their timing. Jared Weaver did it last night. We saw Santiago do it. And now Shoemaker tonight has thrown a lot of off-speed curveballs.
If you think about the pitchers that the Blue Jays have faced early in the season, there are a lot of hard throwers. And the Angels don't necessarily have that kind of staff, so they have to change their approach a little bit. And I think that's why we have seen the attack that we've seen. 1-2, 1 out. Tolleson at second. Another splitter in the dirt. We want to remind you that the Sportsnet charity broadcast auction is ongoing right now. There's the number right on your screen. You can make a donation. $5, $10, whatever you can afford, make a donation to a great cause. It's the Jays Care Foundation. It takes care of so many kids across Canada. So dial in and help out, make a bid. there are gift packages available, $50 and $100 surprise gift packages. Plus, Ivanka Osmak has a lot of great items that she is describing for you. Blue Jay wives are manning the phones now in the third inning, so give a call. Foul back. There are the phones, and some of the Blue Jay wives are manning the phones now, so it doesn't look like many of them are on the phone. So get on that phone, call the number, and make sure. Broadcast experience is up to $1,700. Make those phones ring. Be part of a great charity and help out a lot of kids across Canada. Another 2-2 pitch to Bautista. He goes after it and strikes out. Now Jim Reynolds and Bautista are getting into it, and Bautista will return to the dugout. I think he wanted him to ask for an appeal down to first.
He doesn't have to. If he feels like he swung at it, and Jim Reynolds obviously felt like Jose swung at that pitch, he doesn't need to ask for any help. Said, I saw it myself. Another slow curveball. Breaking ball off the plate. And you can see Jose goes around. And right away, the home plate umpire points to him. And when they do that, he says, I saw it. That's a strike. You went around.
2 down now. Pallison still at second. Edwin Encarnacion is the batter. Edwin flew out to center field to end the first. Edwin's hit in 15 of his last 23 games. Searching for that consistency that we've been used to with Edwin.
Yeah, searching for that long ball consistency. He'll hit a couple and then start popping up pitches, getting out in front of pitches. But when he is locked in, he is so dangerous.
Yeah, and he will get hot. He will get hot where nobody can get him out. Way outside, not close. A ball and 2 strikes to Encarnacion.
Normally pitchers like that, where they reach back for a little something extra and overextend that fastball, something firm like that, it's usually followed up by something very soft, something off speed, just to mess with the timing. Edwin's very good at sitting on his pitch, looking for certain pitches, and when he gets it, he doesn't miss it.
Look out. That breaking ball down and away. It might have been a splitter. And after a home run, a double, and a single, Matt Shoemaker strikes out the side, but the Blue Jays have taken a 2-1 lead.
Sportsnet broadcast charity auction. How about this? Clubhouse Cooking with the executive chef for the Jays. He's going to give you a private cooking lesson in the Jays clubhouse. Or if you don't want to learn how to cook or get some tips, what about just going for a meal at the Ritz-Carlton in Toronto with Marcus Stroman and Aaron Sanchez? I wonder how that meal, or what you talk about over food and drinks with them. Buck, back to you.
Ivanka, I think that'll be very interesting. Those young guys are very interesting. They're both very engaging, lots of personality, and you would think some young ladies might bid on lunch for that, huh?
I could see that happening.
Absolutely.
They're both great guys. Very smart.
And good pals. R.A. Dickey pitching with the lead now. Something that hasn't happened all that often for him this year. Krause hits a 2-hopper to Thomason. 1 down.
Blue Jays on Sportsnet. Presented by Acura. Luxury begins with the new 8-speed dual clutch 2016 Acura ILX. Catch it if you can.
Rogers Center with the roof closed. It is starting to warm up a bit outside, but still kind of a cool evening. Mike Trout takes strike 1. Mike Trout scored 3 runs in a game last night. That was the 19th time in his career he scored 3 runs in a game. He scored 31 for the season, and he's led the American League in each of the last 3 seasons. Should he lead it for the 4th, it's unprecedented. It hasn't happened in either league. 4 straight seasons leading your league in runs scored.
All the great players that have played this game, he'd be the first one to do that. 31 runs scored in their first 40 games. I think he's got an excellent chance of doing that. He's also the first player in Angels history to have more than 10 home runs, 20 walks, and 30 runs scored through the first 40 games.
He walked twice last night and homered to reach those milestones. I mean, think about that. That's Angel history. Go back to 60s. And a lot of great players, including Don Baylor, who has been here. Mike Trout's one of 3 Angels to win the American League MVP award. Vladdy Guerrero, Don Baylor, and Mike Trout. There's a base hit. He stayed right on it and hit it into center. Let's check back in with Ivanka Osmek.
We know Russell Martin is a gamer, but is he a video gamer? Okay, this is your chance to find out. You and a guest get to go head-to-head with the catcher. PlayStation 2015 MLB The Show, and do it on the Rogers Center big video screen. Pretty cool stuff. Lots more included, and we do have a bid right now at $2,100 to PlayStation Road to the Show with Russell Martin. Buck?
Ivanka, Russell is also on the cover of that game this season, and that's quite an honor. He's very proud of that. He's also a big-time gamer. He said he's a little rusty right now, but he's going to hone up his skills for that opportunity and playing on the Jumbotron. Now that's a big game right there.
So he's a PlayStation gamer, huh?
Oh yeah, he plays a lot, enjoys it. Always got started as a youngster and continues to play from time to time, says it helps him pass time on the road. But that's a nice gift, and certainly one that all you young gamers out there and the parents, that's a pretty good birthday present, I think.
How cool would that be to come down here and there it is, PlayStation 4.
And Russell's on the cover. Yasiel Puig is on the cover in the United States. Martin is on the cover here in Canada. It's a pretty big honor. This is Cole Calhoun, the cleanup batter. Calhoun grounded out to second. Mike Trout is the threat to run. Just beyond the reach of Encarnacion.
Because they play Calhoun to pull, they've got the 3 infielders on the right side of the infield. Encarnacion's holding that runner at first base. He doesn't have to get off very far. As the pitch is delivered, he doesn't need to cover up a hole because there really isn't one there.
Nicky is ahead 0-2. And he strikes out Calhoun. Second strikeout of the ball game for R.A. Dickey. That's 2 down here in the 4th.
Been struggling to get those strikeouts in the month of May, and I think it all comes down to the movement of the knuckleball. You can see from this super slow-mo the type of movement that Cole Calhoun had to deal with right there. Strikeouts are overrated. I want ground balls, pop-ups, those kind of things, and when you need a strikeout, if you could reach back for a little something more, but you don't have to be successful and be a strikeout pitcher.
Well, I think Dickey's more concerned because the strikeouts relate to the movement of the knuckleball. I think that's why he'd like to see just a few more strikeouts. When he won the Cy Young Award with the Mets in 2012, he led the National League with 230 strikeouts. And in talking with Josh Thole suggested that some of those strikeouts were 2-strike fastballs, where they would sneak that fastball in there, and he threw it 84, 85 miles an hour once in a while.
That's a lot of strikeouts.
Colabello over near the foul line makes the catch. Freezes retired on the pop foul. Good inning for Dickey. The Angels leave a runner. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It's 2-1 Blue Jays.
Here at the auction is, who is Kay Carpa? Because Carpa is dominating the board right now. All but won the All-Star getaway. He is in line to win right now. Again, phone lines are open. You can place your bid for the auction. It is going to end 10 minutes after the last out in the 7th inning. And just to note that fan packs, the $50 and $100 ones, they are sold out. They are all gone. But of course, you can make a donation to the Jays Care Foundation. So good luck to you, Carpa. Buck.
Absolutely, Carper. Keep it up. And we want to make sure somebody gets in there and competes with Kay Carper to make sure that the Blue Jays are going to reach their goal. $300,000 is the goal this year to raise for the Jays Care Foundation.
And they have done it. Every year they've done that. They've had the auction. They've been able to meet their goal, and I think they're going to do it.
Chris Colabello takes one inside. Colabello flied out to right field his first time up. Looked like it might have been off the plate away.
Sweeping breaking ball for Matt Shoemaker. Again, a free agent. Was not drafted when he came out of college. That was Eastern Michigan University. And here he is in the big leagues.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting. And like so many people, Chris Colabello can really relate to him because he did the same thing on draft day. They sat with their computer and followed the draft round by round, pick by pick, and they never heard their names called. It has to be a devastating feeling when you have high hopes of getting drafted by a professional baseball team. When I was drafted, of course, there was no internet or any of that stuff, and I found out like a day later or something like that, and you never heard about it. But nowadays, these guys get on the computers anticipating when they're going to be picked, and it was a sad day for both Colabello and Shoemaker.
That had to be brutal for Matt Shoemaker. His girlfriend, now wife, was with him and said she felt really bad for him.
1,453 players were taken, and Shoemaker wasn't one of them. But the Angels scout in the area stepped up and offered him $10,000 to sign. Ground ball to Giovatella at second. One down.
Swing for the fences and save during the DIY expert sale. Only at Home Building Center and Home Hardware Building Center.
Boy, that's a great shot coming across from Center Island back toward downtown Toronto. CN Tower standing proud up over Rogers Center. Kevin Pillar flied out to center field his first time up. Pillar was kind of in the same boat as the pitcher Schumacher and Colabello. He was the 32nd round pick coming out of a Division II college in California. This is popped up. Giovatella, the second baseman, waits for it. 2 down.
There are certain circumstances that happen, why you don't get drafted. For Matt Shoemaker, he broke his arm his redshirt junior year in college, so he was eligible for the draft. He had to come out, broke his arm, missed the first week of the season. He just wasn't throwing very hard when it was draft time. But kudos to the scout in the area, Joel Murray, who gave him a $10,000, like you said, Buck, it signed, and then it was up to him to get to the big leagues.
Josh Thole batting with 2 outs. Pulls it on the ground. Krause gets a normal bounce this time and steps on the bag. 3 up, 3 down. We'll go to the 5th. The Blue Jays have a 2-1 lead. Now it's time for a Blue Jays Central update. Here's Jamie Campbell and Greg Zahn.
Of a Sportsnet broadcast of the Jays game. Oh, this is your chance to find out. You can go inside the Sportsnet broadcast truck that is at the Rogers Center. Also visit Jerry Howarth in the Sportsnet 590 The Fan radio broadcast booth, taking a game. And of course, the cherry on top of this experience you can bid on is meeting Buck and Pat, guys.
Thank you very much, Ivanka, and it's really not that exciting, but there are some things that are interesting for fans that haven't had a chance to see what the truck's all about. That's where the TV show really takes place. It's not up here in the booth. It's down in the truck where the director and the producer are calling all the shots. They're playing the replays and everything that you see on the air, and we just follow their lead. But it's a great team. You get a chance to see Jerry Howarth and Joe Siddle down in the broadcast booth. Wake up, Jerry. Wake up, Jerry.
It looks like he's
Come on,
nodding
Jerry.
off.
Wake up.
And our main man, Tom Young, you saw him in the back there, the producer of that show. It's really cool. If you get a chance to come and see how a game is put on the air, on the radio and on the TV. It's really a neat experience.
And then you can find out why we like it so much. It's a great opportunity for us to come to work every day, work with a great bunch of people, and it's a exciting job. We're at the ballpark watching great athletes every single day. So make sure you check it out. A chance for you to come and see what the broadcast experience is all about. There's the number on your screen, so make sure you call it and check in and make a bid on that package or any other package that you might think you would enjoy. Matt Joyce takes ball 4. That's the first walk issued by R.A. Dickey. In fact, the first walk of this ball game.
You can tell R.A. not real happy with himself for that leadoff walk here in the 5th inning. He has handled Matt Joyce in the past.
Joyce is just 6 for 37. As Joyce and Dickey faced each other a lot. This is the first year Matt Joyce has been away from Tampa Bay. Chris Iannetta. He goes after the first pitch and fouls it back. Pat, you were right on the money when you talked about the Angels and their free swinging approach, how it might play into the hand of R.A. Dickey.
Talking to Josh Tolley today about that, and he feels like this is a good matchup for him because I don't want to say they're free swinging because they don't swing at pitches out of the strike zone, but they're an aggressive swinging team. And if you get it close and you make good pitches, they will swing at it. So you have a chance to have some early innings, some quick innings. And, excuse me, Buck, and if R.A.'s knuckleball is dancing, he should have success against them.
0-2. He lays off. And if the hitting coach doesn't like your approach, you got to talk to Don Baylor. Don Baylor, a terrific hitter in his playing days, former manager of the Colorado Rockies. He's the hitting coach here. Played 19 years in the big leagues and was the AL MVP in 1979. Ground ball. This could be 2. Goins to Tollefson. Back to first. It is a double play. Steve Tollefson filling in at second. Goins does a terrific job of giving him a good feed, and they convert the 6-4-3 double play.
And that will eliminate that leadoff walk. 34th time that the Blue Jays have turned to double play. Quickly done between Goins and Tollefson that time.
Dickey has faced just 2 over the minimum with 2 outs here in the 5th. Colin Cowgill, the center fielder. A dramatic improvement in the knuckleball tonight. You can see it as it's moving all over the place, and all that hard work Dickey put in between starts has paid off.
It's moving, and it's moving within the strike zone. It's not moving out of the strike zone, or he's not bouncing balls or throwing them up and away. They're in that strike zone.
Another strikeout for Dickey. He's got 3 strikeouts so far. He's faced just 2 over the minimum through 5 innings.
This is a great item to bid on for a family. Taking in a Buffalo Bisons game, you head down to Belo, go to the game, you get to meet Kawasaki. I mean, you never know what that guy is going to say or do. And also, one child, 8 years older or plus, gets to be a bat boy or girl for 4 innings. That's a pretty cool thing. Pretty cool experience you won't soon forget. Buck?
That is a great experience, and it's not that far away. A chance to go down and see a beautiful ballpark, Coca-Cola Field in downtown Buffalo. Jose Reyes is playing in Buffalo tonight. He's gone 1 for 4 so far. He's playing shortstop, leading off, and he has come out of the game. Jonathan Diaz has taken him out as a pinch runner, so 4 at-bats for Reyes. That's a good start.
That's a good sign. He gets to go play in the field.
Danny Valencia hit his first home run of the season to the opposite field back in the 3rd. The first of 2 runs the Blue Jays scored in the 3rd inning. Goes after that breaking ball, and he's frustrated with himself. He strikes out, 1 down. Russell Martin doesn't have anything to do tonight except loosen up Jose Bautista's neck. Those two played in junior college together in Chipola, Mariana, Florida, a few years ago.
Making like the team massage therapist right there, it looked like on Jose.
Just think how much better a player you would have been had you had massage therapists and trainers and strength and conditioning coaches and all that over your career.
Well, I did have all that.
No, you didn't.
We had go get stretched out on your own.
Yeah.
Go down the right field line and get loose.
And the spread was a day-old bologna sandwich.
Bologna sandwich, you know, maybe a hockey puck, hamburger.
2 balls and a strike to Ryan Goins. He had a double and scored the 2nd run for the Blue Jays. Don't forget the clubhouse cooking session. It's a lot better than Pat and I used to have, so make sure you check that out.
I think that's why I cannot eat bologna to this day. Because I had so many bologna sandwiches in the minor leagues and early parts of my major league career.
Yeah, sometimes we'd have a jam sandwich, 2 pieces of bread, and you'd jam them together. Two and 2. Blue Jays lead it 2-1. We're in the 5th. The Blue Jays have not fared well against right-handed starters this year. They're 12-21 against right-handed starters.
Well, get used to them.
And Goins will take ball 4. Let's check back in with Ivanka Osmak.
Thanks so much, Buck. How about some Blue Jays memorabilia? Collection of autographed baseballs from guys like Jose Reyes, Russell Martin, a game-used bat and batting gloves by the Jose Bautista, and plenty more. Right now, that is going for $1,500. So it's a Major League memorabilia.
Ivanka, those autographed baseballs are probably worth $1,500 by themselves, but you get a JB-19 pair of batting gloves and a bat and all of that. Hit and run is on, and Tollison shoots it in the right. Goins is around second. Calhoun bobbles the ball. So Goins will end up at 3rd without a throw. Calhoun was coming up firing, but he bobbled the ball as this turf got him again.
You know, Blue Jays, in these types of situations, after a walk, you're at the bottom of the order. John Gibbons likes to play hit and run. Steve Tollison can handle the bat. Just get the ball on the ground somewhere. He does even better by shooting that ball to right field. You get something started right here in the bottom of the lineup, and it works perfectly. A walk, that's the best time to use the hit and run. As soon as you walk a guy.
Absolutely.
What is the pitcher thinking about?
The happiest guy on that hit and run, the 2 hitting coaches, Brooke Jacoby and Eric Owens. They practice that every single day. And Tollison is a good student.
And it's fun when it works. Right after a pitcher walks a guy, he's thinking about strike 1. So that's when you put that hit and run on.
Back to the top of the order. Josh Donaldson batting with runners at the corners. Donaldson with 28 RBIs leads the Blue Jays in that department. Brooke Jacoby happy to be back on the field and working with Eric Owens, the two hitting coaches. The assistant is Owens, and they work well together. Eric Owens had the in-game responsibilities while Jacoby served that suspension, but now they're working together once again.
And you don't just sit there on the bench and watch a ball game. You're constantly in it. You're thinking. You see how he's talking to his hitters. They're talking about situations.
This is popped up. Shallow left field. Ibar backing up. He makes the catch. Goins will bluff, and he'll have to go back to third as Ibar runs it back in.
Luxury begins with the new 8-speed dual clutch 2016 Acura ILX. Catch it if you can.
Jose Bautista will step in with 2 outs. Bautista 0 for 2 tonight. He is 3 for his last 17. Blue Jays are in need of a big hit.
They got 3 of them last night. 3 2-out hits to take the lead in the game yesterday.
Good hack by Bautista, and he was all over that pitch outside.
Finally got a fastball early in the count from the Angels. They've been feeding him steady diet of slow breaking balls.
The Angels don't give up many runs coming into this game. They'd allowed just 144. That's tied for the second fewest in the American League. Base hit through the gap in the right side. Goins is in to score. Pallison stops at second, and Bautista, taking advantage of that shift, picks up a big run. That's his 24th ribby of the season.
You know, I don't know why hitters don't take advantage of that if they're going to give it to you like that. All it takes is a little ground ball to the right side, and if you're a patient hitter and you can handle the bat, you're going to get a lot of RBIs like this. This is normally just a ground ball right at the second baseman, but because of the shift, it becomes an RBI single.
It's got to be demoralizing for a pitcher to get a ground ball off the bat of a slugger like Jose Bautista, turn around and see that there's no defender there.
And you're charged with another earned run.
3-1 Blue Jays. Shoemaker's not out of the woods yet. You have talked about how pitchers have worked Bautista and Encarnacion away, but yet they play the defense for them to pull. Again, there's a big hole between the first baseman and the second baseman.
First baseman doesn't have to hold the runner on, so it's a little smaller, so you can still take advantage of that. The reason they do that, they're just betting, gambling that the Blue Jay batters are just going to try and still pull that outside pitch, and you're going to be playing right into their defense.
Forget about this one. There's no defense for this. 3-run home run for Encarnacion. Number 10.
Told you at the beginning of this broadcast that Matt Shoemaker will give up his share of home runs. He gave up one to Danny Valencia in the 3rd inning. And now this is a big one for the Blue Jays. It's a breaking ball. He wanted that ball away from Encarnacion, and he misses his spot. It's your typical hanging breaking ball. And Edwin, who's been sitting on it, at least it looked like he'd been sitting on it for a couple of at-bats, didn't miss that one.
10th home run of the season has given the Blue Jays a 6-1 lead.
Look where the catcher is. He wants this ball away. Breaking ball right down the middle. It's just spinning.
Yeah, anytime a catcher has to reach back inside for a breaking ball, that spells trouble. And Double A took care of it. Colabella with a single right up the middle.
Pitchers are the first ones to know that they made a mistake. And look at the reaction from Matt Shoemaker. He's given up his share of those. And he knows he hung a breaking ball to a home run hitter.
Shoemaker has now allowed 13 home runs. That's the second most in the majors, behind James Shields of the Padres, who's given up 14. Another May home run for Encarnacion. Pilar hits a fly ball to right. Long run for Calhoun, and he dives and makes the catch. Oh, he stayed with it and caught it just before it hit the turf in right. Calhoun hustling to try to end the inning. Puts the glove right underneath the ball before it hits the ground. The Blue Jays score 4. It's a 6-1 game. Now it's time for the Home Hardware Cleanup Crew, brought to you by Natura. Home Hardware's exclusive line of safe, environmentally friendly cleaning products.
TD Comfort Zone. Tonight they are guests of TD. And as R.A. Dickey takes him out for the 6th inning, it's hard to notice watching him pitch, but he did make a very subtle change to his delivery and his mechanics. He had a long talk with Pete Walker, who discovered something he was doing different. And R.A. told me this week, guys, that when you throw the same pitch for as long as he has, sometimes something very minor can change without you even being aware of it. So thankfully for him, Pete Walker saw that on the video and showed him. He's made this adjustment, and he says, you know, it makes a huge difference, and we're seeing it so far tonight, guys. And by the way, the 6 runs the Blue Jays have scored for him, that is the most he's had in support in any start so far this season, so that's good for him as well.
Well, it sure is, Barry. His run support average for the season, 3.24 coming into this game. But that's Pete Walker's job. And a knuckleball pitcher is unique, obviously. There aren't conventional teaching methods. But what Walker can do, look at Dickey when he's good and watch him when he's having problems. And you take all that video from 2012 when he was terrific.
Yep.
And you try to identify different things.
Flying open just a little bit too much. And the adjustment that he made is he shortened his stride on his way to the plate. Just not that long stride that we saw earlier in the year. He said he was going to shorten up the stride just a little bit, and that keeps him on top of the ball. Gets that front side through, and hopefully that will help control the knuckleball and get a little bit more movement. And tonight it certainly has worked.
Eric Ibar reaches for that outside pitch and fouls it off. Ibar's 0 for 2 so far. The Angels have but 2 hits. Mark Krause hit a home run in the first. Mike Trout had a single in the fourth. Oh and 2. Eric Ibar has an 11-game hit streak, active against all comers, and an 11-game hit streak against the Blue Jays. We mentioned the Angels in this ballpark have won 9 of their last 11 games.
That 11-game hit streak, watch out. Nice play. That 11-game hit streak by Ibar is the longest by an Angel. It ties Albert Pujols, who had an 11-game hit streak this year also.
The Angels, with that home run by Krause in the first inning, have homered in 12 straight games here at Rogers Center. Boy, Ibar's just short and quick to that baseball. He's hitting it off his thumbs. He's hitting it off the end of the bat. He's just doing whatever he can to stay alive.
Yeah, that's going to bring Josh Tolley out to talk to R.A. Say, okay, he's hitting the knuckleball now. What do you want to do? What do you want to do here to try and retire him?
Throw him one that he doesn't hit. Throw a little better knuckleball, but don't try to muscle it, and that's one thing that Nicky understands. The number on your screen, a reminder that the Sportsnet charity broadcast auction is ongoing right now. There's a good knuckleball, another strikeout. That's 4 strikeouts, and let's check in with our own Ivanka Osmak.
Buck, we have a late addition to the auction. How about catching a game, watching a Blue Jays game with Tim McAuliffe, Sid Sixero, Ken Reed, and myself? Yeah, we actually did it last year, and someone actually bid on it. But it is a ton of fun. We take in a game on a mutually agreed upon day, and you get a couple of Jays jerseys. So if you're interested in that, you won't find this online, but you can bid and call in. Buck?
That's a great package, and certainly with all of you in attendance, you guys can talk about the game during the course of the ball game and have a good time doing it. So make sure you bid on that baseball experience with Ivanka and friends.
We have seen Ken and Ivanka here at the ballpark a couple of times, and they have a lot of fun. Where do they get those nice seats? That's what I want to know.
They have connections. This is Mark Krause. He's 1 for 2 with that homer.
That home run, 431 feet from Mark Krause. Again, that's the 17th time here at Rogers Center a ball has traveled 425 feet plus. It is a launching pad.
This one's driven to left, but Danny Valencia is there. Good inning for R.A. Dickey. He's breezing so far. 1 run on 2 hits. That's it for the Angels.
And a vacation, and this is exactly what this experience of Blue Jays on the road has. Round trip airfare, WestJet to any U.S. destination. You get 3 nights in the city of your choice where the Jays are playing, and a couple of game tickets. It's pretty awesome. Maybe you can start touring ballparks. This is a great way to do it. Of course, if you want to make a donation tonight, it's greatly appreciated. All for Jays Care Foundation. Buck?
Ivanka, thank you very much. That's a terrific gift right there. Anywhere you want to go for a ball game, you jump on a plane, you go see a Blue Jays game, you have accommodations and all that. How about going to Seattle to see the team play in Seattle? It's a weekend trip this year, and you have not seen anything until you've witnessed a Blue Jay game in Seattle with all those great Canadian Blue Jay fans coming down from BC and Alberta and Saskatchewan.
It's a home game.
Yeah, it's terrific.
It's almost like a home game for the Blue Jays. It's really something to behold. If you had your choice, is that where you would go?
That's where I would go, for sure.
Seattle's a great town, too.
It's a great town. It's really a beautiful ballpark. And, of course, Seattle has a good team. You get to see the Blue Jays playing. Josh Thole chops it toward first. Krause will step on the bag just ahead of Thole. One down. Well, we want to remind you that you can make donations too, and the Blue Jay wives are answering the phones, and the phones look like they're a little bit busier now. The phone number is on the screen. Make sure you give a call. You can make donations, $5, $10, whatever it is, and we want to remind you it's for a great cause. Blue Jays and the Sportsnet charity auction help a lot of kids across Canada, so make sure you call in and make a donation. Bid on a package. Be part of it. Danny Valencia, he is 1 for 2. Nice play at third by David Freese. He throws high, but in time to retire Valencia. Hit hard, but right at Freese. 2 down here in the 6th. We mentioned that the Angels had won all 9 of the previous road starts that Matt Shoemaker had made. They're going to have to scramble to keep that streak alive tonight. They trail by 5. Good night for Ryan Goins and Steve Tollison. 8 and 9 in the order. Goins has scored 2 runs. He has a double. He's walked. Tollison has 2 hits. He has a stolen base and scored a run.
4 at-bats between them, a walk, 3 hits, and 3-run score. That is what you're talking about. That's what you want from the bottom of that lineup.
Turn the lineup over. Get on base. Off the end of the bat. Goins is retired. 3 up, 3 down in the 6th. Just 7 pitches for Shoemaker. We'll go to the 7th. The Blue Jays lead at 6-1 behind R.A. Dickey.
Charity broadcast auction. Again, it closes 10 minutes after the last out in the 7th inning. Now, I still see Kay Karpa's name for the Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame induction day, and even Brian Burke is on there for the clubhouse cooking session. But there's still time for you to get your bid in. Buck?
Thank you, Ivanka. And don't forget about attending a Blue Jays game with Ivanka and friends. It's not part of the package, but you have to make, and you can see Brian Burke's name for the clubhouse cooking session, $2,750. Nice going, Brian. And we promise it'll be something other than bologna sandwiches.
And peanut butter and jelly.
This is Mike Trout. Well, that one was a late mover, and Tolley was able to catch it, but it was off the plate inside. Ball 3 to Trout. Dickey has walked just one so far. And he can throw a fastball. He's got a 5-run cushion.
Yeah, and they take it right there. They need some base runners. Trout's been stinging the ball here the last couple of games against the Blue Jays.
That's a fair ball. Donaldson dives for it, but it's down the left field line. Valencia will play it back in. Mike Trout has his 7th double of the season, leading off the 7th.
Luxury begins with the new 8-speed dual clutch 2016 Acura ILX. Catch it if you can.
Be a lot more of these Dickey jerseys tomorrow if he keeps it up tonight. He has pitched a gem. That's just the 3rd hit for the Angels tonight, and Mike Trout has 2 of them. Cole Calhoun goes after the first pitch. It's a high knuckler and hits it to Tollison. Calhoun's retired. Trout moves to 3rd. Tollison's been busy at 2nd tonight. Dickey's had that knuckleball down in the zone and had a lot of ground balls. Blue Jays have turned 1 double play tonight.
Tolley was involved in that one to wipe out that leadoff walk back in the 5th inning. When the knuckleball is moving and it's down, RA get plenty of ground balls. It's when it's up and not moving, that's when the fly balls and the home runs come.
David Freese goes after it. When he started his swing, it was in the zone.
When he finished it, it was in the glove and out of the strike zone. Blue Jays got the infield back. They will trade an out for a run.
There's a high drive to left. Valencia is back in front of the wall, and it's over his glove off the wall. Trout comes in to score, and Freese is at 2nd with an RBI double. Freese drives in his 23rd run of the season with his 7th double.
He's had a good series against the Blue Jays. Freese, he's homered earlier in the series, and this is one of those high knuckleballs that I was talking about. Look where it is. He doesn't have to reach for it. All he has to do is drop the barrel of the bat on the baseball and drives it just out of the reach of Valencia in left field. 6-2.
Matt Joyce, he goes after the first pitch and pops it into the seats. Joyce batting just .153 his first season with the Angels. They traded for Joyce and gave up Kevin Jepson, who's doing a nice job pitching out the pen for the Tampa Bay Rays.
They have rebuilt their bullpen, haven't they? They do it every year. Well, it just seems like it. Every year that Tampa Bay goes and finds some good arms for their bullpen.
Tampa Bay has done a terrific job of stranding inherited base runners. And Joyce strikes out. Boy, that's a great sign for Dickey. 5 strikeouts tonight. Remember, coming into this game, in his previous 5 starts, he had totaled just 7 strikeouts overall.
Yeah, that was 1.5 strikeouts for the month of May. This is number 5. Look at the movement. Down and away, and Joyce strikes out. I'll tell you what, he has put his time in. Again, every day on this homestand. He has been out there working to get that knuckleball working.
The excuse me tapper back to the mound. Ionette is retired on one pitch. R.A. Dickey is through 7 innings. We want to remind you the broadcast auction ends at the bottom of the 7th. So make your calls now.
How about this? A helicopter tour is included in the TD All Access experience. It's a tour for 2 and also includes a tour of the Rogers Center, some tickets to the game, and lots more. Buck, Pat, you guys did the Edge Walk, didn't you?
Yes, we did.
Just as good?
Yes, absolutely. A great view from the CN Tower, and it'd be the same type of view from that helicopter, Ivanka. That's a terrific gift.
I wonder if you have to lean out over
the helicopter?
Like we did.
I tell you what, that's a great view, and you get to see the CN Tower, the Rogers Center, you see Center Island, and all of downtown. Complete package and opportunity to take in a Blue Jays game, get down on the field, and say hi to a player or two. Steve Tallison's had a heck of a night. He's done a terrific job in the field, and he's handled the bat very well. He had a bunt single in the 3rd inning. That contributed to the 2nd run of the inning for the Blue Jays, and then he had a hit and run in the 5th inning. Sent Brian Goins from 1st to 3rd. They both scored in that inning. There's another shot down the left side, but that's just foul as it hooked into foul territory.
He got to trot home on the 3-run home run by Edwin Encarnacion. He's played a good second base tonight defensively.
Now Tallison was sent back to AAA, but he stayed with Blue Jays and worked hard, and he is now reaping the fruits of his labors. He stays ready every single day. And that's the role of an extra man. You got to stay ready. You never know when your number's going to be called.
It's a hard job when you don't get that consistent playing time. He is now, with Devin out. This is 5 straight games that Travis has missed because of that sore left shoulder. So it's nice if you're John Gibbons that you can reach to your bench and have a veteran out there who can stay ready and contribute.
2-2. Tallison leading off the 7th. Just outside. You know, with a little regular playing time too, Tallison has the ability to recognize balls and strikes and take those borderline pitches. Donaldson will be next. Lays off, leadoff walk. Let's check in with Ivanka Osmak.
We are running out of time for the auction, Buck. Again, the auction ends 10 minutes after the last out in the bottom of this inning. Of course, if you do want to donate to Jays Care Foundation, you can do so until the very end of the game. Buck?
Thank you very much, Ivanka. Ivanka's done a terrific job, and the ladies are manning the phone, so make sure you call in and make a bid on those wonderful prizes. Blue Jays are trying to top last year's total. Want to make sure you do everything you can to help them out. Jays Care Foundation does a terrific job of supporting kids across Canada. And it will end at the bottom of this inning. Josh Donaldson hacks at the first pitch. The grand total is up over 200,000. We want to push that upwards of 250, close in on 300. So make your final bids and push that total higher. It all goes to a great cause, and you can certainly feel good about contributing to the Blue Jays Foundation. Donaldson waves at that splitter. Oh, and 2 to Donaldson. We want to remind you that the Jays Care helps kids get involved in the game of baseball and build safe places where they can play. It affects children across Canada. Since 2000, Jays Care has invested $10.8 million in communities across Canada. It's impacted over 40,000 kids. Upstairs. The Rookie League program is part of the Jays Care Foundation, and it operates in 137 communities in all 10 provinces and the Yukon Territory. So it has a wide reach, and if you're participating, you're helping out a lot of kids. There goes Thomason, and there goes the ball to the left. Get up, ball, get up, off the wall. Thomason is headed for third. Donaldson is headed for second. He'll get there with a head-first slide. Josh Donaldson just missed the home run by about a foot.
Well, that was a hanging breaking ball once again. That was a home run that he gave up to Encarnacion on the same type of pitch. And that sends Mike Scioscia out.
So Donaldson ends up at second. Donaldson goes to third after walking, and that's going to be it for Matt Shoemaker. Shoemaker leaves trailing 6-2. Vinny Pestano into the ball game. Second time we've seen him in this series.
So close to going into his home run trot. This is the last pitch from Matt Shoemaker. A line drive to left field right off the top of the wall. Right there, he recognizes that that ball's not going to make it, so he hustles in for a double. Blue Jays are first in the American League in doubles. They're tied with Kansas City with 87. This is number 88 right off the top of the wall. It's got the Blue Jays in business here in the 7th inning.
The Blue Jays have scored 221 runs. but they have allowed 205. Vinny Pistano making his 13th appearance of the season.
We saw him on Monday. That was his first appearance of the road trip. He allowed 3 inherited runners to score. He was charged with one of the runs and second blown save of the season for Pistano. Still throws pretty hard. His ball really cuts, meaning it moves away from the right-handers. Fastball, slider, cutter is what you're going to get from Pistano.
Way outside, he really pulled that fastball away. Pistano gave up a 2-run double to Russell Martin and then a 2-run double to Danny Valencia, back-to-back batters in the 6th inning. Blue Jays scored 4 runs in that 6th inning and took the lead. Russell Martin had a terrific at-bat against him Monday afternoon. Bautista drives it to center. That's going to score 1. Tollison tagging at third. He will come across. The throw goes into third base, and Bautista has driven in his 2nd run of the game. Now it's time for the Drive the Game. It's presented by Acura. Luxury begins with the new 8-speed dual clutch 2016 Acura ILX. Catch it if you can.
The month of May has been very good to Edwin Encarnacion. Once again, hanging breaking ball for Matt Shoemaker. And Edwin, the big hit. That was in the 5th inning. They 3-run home run. Deep, and I don't think it's playable as Encarnacion picks up the home run. That's his 6th home run in the month of May.
That was part of that 4-run 5th inning. The Blue Jays have 15 innings in which they've scored 4 or more runs. Look out, there's that bat toss right into the first row. And the fans have a souvenir. That's the bat that hit the home run last time up.
Hold on to that one. You don't have to go to the auction.
Yeah, you can just say, hey, I got this at the night of the auction. Didn't cost me a thing. Hopefully everybody's okay.
Except maybe a bruise right on the elbow.
Well, the fans are booing because they've taken that bat away from the fan. Encarnacion chases one up and away.
They'll get that fan something. They might get a couple of batting practice bats for their trouble.
Encarnacion strikes out. The fans are batless right now, but they'll get a bat. They'll exchange a bat. Edwin might even give him that same bat back.
He might give him that one right there.
Yeah, that one struck out. 2 outs. A run in here in the 7th. That home run for Encarnacion back in the 5th was his 51st career home run in the month of May. That's his best month by far. Hey, Danny Valencia, he's got that prize bat. Olivello fouls it into the seats. Danny Valencia is going to make some new friends.
Yeah, on his way out to left field. Got to be dropping that bat off to that fan.
Ball on a strike to Chris Colabello. He's 1 for 3 so far. Drives this down the right side. That's going to slice into the seats out of play. Pops back onto the field. And there's Valencia. Here you go, folks. Sorry about the mistake. We knew it was yours all along.
If you're going to get hit with a flying object like that and take one off the elbow, you got to get it back, right?
Yeah, that's great. Those fans now have a beautiful souvenir, and now that lady thinks that this is how Edwin uses it. Good on you, Danny Valencia. 1-2, 2 outs. Outside, 2-2. 7-2 Blue Jays. Vinny Pistano in relief of Matt Shoemaker. Want to remind you the Sportsnet charity broadcast auction is ongoing. It will end at the end of this inning, so make note of that phone number on your screen. Call in, make some bids, and Make a donation. The Blue Jays and the Sportsnet charity auction contributes $1 million annually. Rogers donates to the Jays Care Foundation $1 million. So you can be part of it as well. Full count. Ivanka Osmak does a terrific job as the hostess every year, and she and her friends, there's a package that will include a trip to a ball game with Ivanka and friends. So bid on that. Call in specifically asking for that package. Chris Colabella with a 3-2 count. Outside, ball 4. Let's check in with Ivanka Osmak.
You may notice the B. Burke beside Blue Jays executive for a day, and that is the Brian Burke. Yeah, he wants to, I guess, chit-chat with Alex Anthopoulos and Paul Beeston one day. He's got the top bid right now at $5,500. Of course, it includes 2 seats in the 2 president's seats, so it's only fitting Burke is the president of hockey ops for the Calgary Flames.
Yeah, you'd like to sit in on that conversation with the executives. Alex Anthopoulos, Tony LaCava, Mike Shaw, Pat Henkin, all taking note. Brian Burke, he wants to have a chat with us.
Yeah, they can tell some war stories about being a general manager.
Yeah, how would you handle this situation, Alex? And you can bet lumps can come out of that. Kevin Pillar fouls it into the seats. It's a ball and a strike to Pillar. Kevin's gone 0 for 3 so far. Kevin had played every game until last night. He got the night off. He's back in there again tonight. 1st and 3rd. A run in here in the bottom of the 7th. Bouncing ball up the middle. Going to be a tough play for Ibar. And Pillar beats it up. Drives in Josh Donaldson. Kevin Pillar with that good speed gets himself an infield hit and drives in a run.
He hit it in the right place. Right there, they were playing Pillar to pull, so Ibar was around at shortstop, so he had a long way to go. And now look, he just can't get enough on this throw. Trying to throw on the run, no chance to get Pillar, who is thinking about base hit and RBI as he comes right through. That is his first hit of the night. Now everybody but Josh Tolley has had a hit for the Blue Jays.
But that's the benefit of being a catcher. You get the satisfaction of catching R.A. Dickey in one of his best starts of the season. But he wouldn't mind getting a hit.
Yeah, get one right here with a runner in scoring position. Cap it off. Cap off a good night.
Ball 3. Well, we want to bring you up to date on the broadcast experience. Jerry Howarth, the radio voice of the Blue Jays. You can join Jerry Howarth for that visit to the broadcast experience. The current bid is $3,500. So you get a chance to visit with Jerry Howarth, Joe Siddle, radio booth, and then you can come up and say hi to Pat and I. Plus, you get a chance to see the TV truck, see how that operates, what's going on. Meeting Jerry Howarth alone is worth more than $3,500.
Yeah, just meeting Jerry the legend. Just ask him. And you get to see the vantage point of both the radio and the TV guys. It's pretty cool perch.
3-1. Tolley drives it to left field, but it's right at Matt Joyce. The inning is over, but the Blue Jays scored 2 more. It's 8-2 Blue Jays. We head to the 8th. You have 10 minutes left in the Sportsnet charity broadcast auction. Great items up for bid. Make your calls now. Come on, help us out.
your bid on the auction item. And you got to give some love to Russell Martin. You can play video games with him on the big screen at the Rogers Center, and right now it's only going for $2,200. Come on, that's a great deal. Or what about taking in a Bison's game in Buffalo for $4? So those are 2 awesome items that you should get your bid in. Time is running out, Buck.
It sure is running out. You see the clock on the screen is 7:48 and counting. Russell Martin, of course, Canadian. Terrific guy. A chance to come and compete with Russell Martin and play that PlayStation game on the big screen right here at Rogers Center. So, boy, you talk about a good birthday gift or a good bar mitzvah gift, whatever you want. You can really make a kid happy by buying that gift for your child and help out a great cause. Colin Cowgill as Dickey works into the 8th. Ezequiel Carrera has come in defensively, taking over for Chris Colabello in right field. Cowgill, the number 8 hitter for the Angels.
Wow, he has had that pitch all night, hasn't he? That good moving, late moving knuckleball. 5 strikeouts for R.A. Dickey.
And the bullpen is quiet, and rightly so. Dickey's dealing. Bottom dropped out of that thing. That's 6 strikeouts for Dickey, and that's a welcome number. He's back on track.
That ties his season high. He did it back on April the 13th and the 18th against Tampa Bay and Atlanta. 6 strikeouts and some late movement right under the back.
And you saw the ball was not spinning, just very slowly rotating as it went toward home. The All-Star getaway, $6,000. You got 6 minutes to make a bid. Michael Saunders is back with the Blue Jays after visiting Dr. Andrews down in Florida. Bouncing ball, big hop for Donaldson. 2 down. Michael Saunders got some news that everything was okay. His knee is healing. He just needs to get off it for a while and allow the body to take care of it and get it back up to speed.
Another 4 to 6 weeks for Michael. Hey, I've had knee surgeries, and a lot like what he had, where you take cartilage out, and everybody is different. Their legs react differently. Can't imagine playing baseball as quickly as he did after that surgery that he had.
Especially on an artificial surface like Rogers Center. This is Ibar. Let's check in with Ivanka.
Well, we still see Brian Burke's name for the Blue Jays executive for a day. He's also the top bidder for the clubhouse cooking session. So he's going to not only meet Alex Anthopoulos, Paul Beeston, but also have a meal and a cooking lesson from the executive chef. So not a bad day for Mr. Brian Burke.
Not a bad day at all. We certainly appreciate Brian's contribution to a great cause. There you see the executive of the day, the Bison's VIP current bid, $2,200, and you got 4 minutes and 25 seconds before we close out the bid. Lots of great items. The All-Star Getaway current bid is $6,100, and that's a great trip to Cincinnati, home of Pat Tabler. And he will give you some restaurant recommendations.
Absolutely. Places to go.
If you win that bid. Ibar grounds out to second base. His hit streak may come up to an end tonight. We're going to the bottom of the 8th. It's all Blue Jays. Now it's time for a Blue Jays Central update. Here's Jamie Campbell and Greg Zahn.
$3,500, and there were some late additions. Zani generously donated his bobblehead and a tie that he signed and worn by him, and also Catch a Game with Tim and Sid, Ken Reed, and myself. That is all part of the broadcast experience if you want to get in on that. So here's where we are, and we are, wow, just under 2 minutes left for you to make your bid. Buck?
Ivanka, great job. Push that total up over 230, and you got some time, 1 minute 37 seconds and counting. So get on the phones and make a bid. New pitcher is Jose Alvarez, the left-hander, on to start the 8th.
We saw Alvarez on Monday afternoon when he pitched in that ball game. Left-hander's got the fastball, a little decent cutter, slurvy curveball. He was pitched for the Red Sox and the Marlins, the Tigers organization, and then came over to the Angels in a trade last March 2014. Trying to finish this one off. He's pitched in 12 games this season. He's got a whip under 1.
The Angels won 2 of the first 3 games. Blue Jays trying to split the series. Danny Valencia drove in the first Blue Jay run, had tied it up at 1-1. His home run leading off the 3rd. That was against the right-hander, starter Matt Shoemaker. Ground ball. Shortstop is Taylor Featherston. The end of auction in 10 seconds. Call. You can still connect. Make a bid. Help us out. Support Blue Jays. Jays Care Foundation. Counting down, and you can bet it's another successful broadcast auction tonight. I thank all of the volunteers that have helped out answering the phones and taking those bids, and certainly Ivanka Osmak, who always does a terrific job with the charity broadcast auction. So connect and make a bid. I want to thank you all for your support. Two and 1 to Ryan Goins. R.A. Dickey ready to come back for the 9th. Goins shoots it down the left side. This is trouble. It's a fair ball. Bounces into the seats, out of play. Ryan Goins with his 2nd double of the night. A 2-for-3 night for Goins.
3rd double on the night for the Blue Jays, and that's how you take a left-handed pitcher if you're a left-handed batter the other way. Little cutter down and away. And Goins, who has had problems on that outside pitch, covers it this time, slices it right on the line, and out of play for extra bases.
Ryan's 4th hit against lefty pitching, and he did a good job against Alvarez. Went right with that pitch, a 1-out double. Well, Goins and Tallison, 8 and 9 in the order, have had a terrific night. Goins has been on base 3 times in his 4 plate appearances, and Tallison's been on base all 3 times. 2 hits and a walk for Tallison. He had a bunt single, stole a base in the 3rd inning. Had a hit and run single in the 5th inning and scored a run. Walked and scored in the 7th.
Yeah, and so far they have scored 4 of the 8 runs the Blue Jays have scored tonight.
Throw in a number 7 hitter, Danny Valencia. He's homered and scored a run, obviously. So bottom of the order, doing a good job tonight. Valencia's first home run of the season went to right. Ball and a strike to Tolleson. Breaking ball off the plate outside. Again, it's been another successful Sportsnet charity broadcast auction in support of Jay's Care Foundation. I want to thank all of you involved. The organizers, the bidders, the folks answering the phones.
It's for such a great cause, isn't it?
It's the 7th annual Sportsnet charity broadcast auction. It's presented by TD. Launched in 2009, the inaugural event raised $42,000. We're up over $217,000, and thanks to all of you that have been answering the phones tonight.
Great job tonight. You know, you were talking about the Rookie League program, 137 communities. How about 8,000 kids get a chance to play baseball?
That's terrific. Kids that otherwise wouldn't, and because of the great support of the people that donate to the charity, the Blue Jays organize the RBI program, and a lot of kids get on the baseball field when they might not have otherwise. So Tolleson's had a perfect night. 2 walks, 2 hits. He scored 2 runs. Donaldson just missed a home run in the 7th, hit it off the top of the wall in left. He hit his 11th double. One out. Donaldson, among third basemen in the American League, is among the leaders. He ranks first in RBIs, slugging, extra base hits. He's tied for first in doubles, second in OPS, home runs, and hits. He's been as good as advertised.
Yeah. I think better. He got a chance to watch him now hitting in this ballpark. I think his numbers are going to go up this season. He comes to play every single day. He grinds it out every single day. Sometimes you'll see guys, they might lead in home runs, but they've got a low batting average, and they don't have as many RBIs, and they don't have as many extra base hits. Josh is a complete player. He's got a little bit of everything. He's got the leaderboard of everything.
He's worn out lefty pitching this season. 15 for 32. That's a .469 average. And a good rip, fouled it back. It's 1-2 now. Donaldson is third in the American League in batting average against lefty pitching. Nelson Cruz will be here tomorrow night with the Mariners. He has hit .577 against lefties. Cruz also leading the Triple Crown category: home runs, batting average, and RBIs. Be here tomorrow night for 3. High fly ball into left. That's Mark Krause, who has taken over in left field. He makes the catch. Well, we mentioned the Mariners will be here tomorrow night, and when you look at the probables, they're all big, powerful pitchers.
Big arms. First, it starts off with Felix Hernandez at 6'3", 225, and then the Canadian James Paxton. He brings it in at 6'4", 235, and then Taijuan Walker will finish it off on Sunday. They all throw hard. They all have plus stuff. And they are starting to get on a roll also behind that pitching staff.
Seattle picked in the preseason's prognostication to win the West. They are currently in third place. They played in Baltimore this afternoon. They lost 5-4 to the Orioles. They have fallen to 18-22. Jose Bautista, 2 more RBIs tonight. He's got 24 on the season. And an RBI single in the 5th, a sac fly in the 7th. Bautista 1 for 3 tonight with a run scored and 2 ribbies.
Take what they give you. He just poked that ball to right field to pick up that RBI, and then the sacrifice fly his last time up last inning.
Ground ball to short. Featherston goes to second for the force out. That ends the 8th. But we'll go to the 9th. The Blue Jays have an 8-2 lead. R.A. Dickey coming out trying to complete the game.
The numbers correctly. Tonight we have raised more than $270,000 in support of the Jays Care Foundation. There was a literally last second donation of $50,000 from Eric Sprott. So thank you very much for that. We've surpassed last year's total by more than $15,000. But congratulations to all the winners, and thank you everyone, again, from coast to coast in the country who make this event so successful. Again, all in support of Jays Care Foundation. Buck?
That's great news, Ivanka. $270,000 for a great cause, and congratulations to Ivanka and everybody there in that broadcast center taking the phone calls. And we want to thank you, the fans, that have made it another successful Sportsnet charity broadcast auction.
Now, the only downside, I guess, news of tonight is that Brian Burke did not win the Blue Jays executive for a day, but I'm sure he can call up Alex Anthopoulos or Paul Beeson and arrange for something else. Don't you think, guys? I
think they can, Ivanka, for sure. I bet you the GM Brian Burke has the speed dial of Beeston and Anthopoulos. Justin Smoke into the game defensively at first base. Dickey retires the first batter, Mark Krause.
He's got enough clout to just pick up the phone, don't you think?
Absolutely. Mike Trout takes one down and away. Trout's 2 for 3 tonight. He has half of the Angel hits. 2 runs on 4 hits allowed by Dickey. That's it.
He has just been sensational tonight. See, all that hard work pays off, doesn't it?
Longest outing for a starter this year, 8 1/3. R.A. had gone 8 innings in a win against the Yankees on May 4th. He had 1 walk to this point. 6 strikeouts. Good combination. Great ratio for Dickey. And boy, all that hard work he's put in between starts paid off. Well, 1 out walk. A man aboard. Now for a preview of what's coming up on Sportsnet Central. Here's Jackie Redmond and Ken Reed. I sure will, Ken. You bet. She's done a terrific job, and I'm sure you miss her there, but we needed her here tonight. She did a great job. Mike Babcock, of course, was a topic of everything sports related here in Toronto today as they announced him and introduced him as the new head coach of the Maple Leafs. This is C.J. Cron, little tapper out in front of the mound. Dickey throws to first. Cron had entered the game as a defensive replacement. That's his first at-bat. Trout goes to second.
That knuckleball still dancing, isn't it, here in the 9th inning? For R.A., you know, another thing, when he lets go of the ball, he's in good athletic position to field his position, and he's always been a good fielder.
Gold Glove winner. Boy, the Blue Jays needed this. Dickey needed this. A good, strong start. David Freese goes after the first pitch and hits it high and deep to center. Pilar at the wall. We'll watch this one go into the seats. Freese, his second home run of the series. A 2-run homer here in the 9th.
He homered on Monday afternoon, leading off the 6th inning. So that now gives him hits in 3 of the 4 games. That ball deep to center field. It's a high knuckleball. And Freese hits his 8th home run. He is now 3rd in the American League for third baseman with that 8th home run of the season.
You see how that knuckleball was tumbling a little bit more than the ones we had seen earlier, and Freese takes advantage of it. It's above the belt.
Yeah, it stayed up too. It didn't dive underneath.
Matt Joyce, who moved from left field to right field. Freese, that home run number 8. He's driven in 3 runs tonight. He's got 25 ribbies. You can bet Dickey wants to walk off the mound with his team.
Absolutely. To the cheers for a job well done.
Well, that's a good one. Late movement, caught the inside corner.
Getting stronger as this game goes along. He has had games of 109, 108, and 103 pitches. This is number 107. And it's the last.
R.A. Dickey, a complete game. His 14th career complete game. And he needed it. He picks up his 2nd win of the season, and this is his 10th start. He got a lot of offense from the bottom of the order.
The whole team needed that. You know, where you can sit back just a little bit, give the bullpen a rest. The offense did their thing tonight with 10 hits and 8 more runs for the Blue Jays. But I think tonight belonged to R.A. Dickey with the complete game, the 2nd by the Blue Jays this season.
And the Blue Jays pitching has been roughed up, but tonight it was R.A. Dickey setting the tone. We'll be back tomorrow night. The Mariners are in town. King Felix starts it against Marco Estrada. Stay tuned. Sportsnet Central. Here's Jackie Redmond and Ken Reed.